Let's talk about anime.
Let's talk about Arc 5, the Sasuke Recovery Mission, episodes 107 to 135. I have some feelings, I have some thoughts that I just gotta get out there. Like, I'm super stressed by this whole arc. Best arc, in my opinion, so far. Okay, so we begin. Best boy, best bitch, Shikamaru, he gets Chunin, which he deserved that. He's my boy. We love Shikamaru on this channel. This is a Shikamaru stan channel. At me, find me, whatever. I don't care. We love the boy. So anyway, Sasuke is sitting in the hospital after what happened in the last arc. He's still recovering. And he's angry that his brother didn't want to kill him anymore, like he wasn't bothered with him, and he wants Naruto. So he is fuming about this. He's so mad because killing his brother has been the only purpose in his life, even though he's got friends, and he won't just take a minute and appreciate the things he's got. He's so obsessed about the things he's lost. He's still grieving. So he's real mad. And his source of his anger, because he can't get near his brother, is Naruto, which I think is undeserved and unfair. Anywho, so Sakura is going to see Sasuke and it's like, hey, Naruto, you're coming. So Naruto comes along and he's like, yeah, I'll see if Sasuke's okay. But seeing Naruto in the hospital, it just sends Sasuke fuming. He's so mad. He's so angry that Naruto is getting stronger and he feels like he is staying in the exact same position. So, like any normal person, Sasuke's like, yo, let's take it to the roof. Okay. He takes it to the roof. He's like, let's fight, Naruto. Let's have a proper fight. So they're scrapping, and obviously Sakura's upset, and she's like, guys, can we not do this? This is not the way. This has never been the way. But nobody listens to her. So then they keep amping it up. They keep getting more and more aggressive, more and more violent towards each other. So then Sasuke whips out lightning bird, thousand bird fist thing. Boom, he's ready. Naruto whips out his Rasengan. Boom, he ready. And they're flying towards each other. Sakura sees this as a problem and starts running. She's screaming, no, don't do it, don't do it. And they're just about to collide, and then Kakashi Sensei turns up and chucks them in opposite directions, so they hit some water tanks. Yes, queen, show up when you need it. That's what we love about him. So they've damaged the water tanks, and Sasuke sees the damage on his water tank, and it's a big bit of damage. It looks impressive. Sees the damages on Naruto's, and it's just a little dent with a bit of water spurting out, so he's like, haha, I'm still stronger, whatever. And so Kakashi's like, what the hell are you doing? Get out of here, you two. You're off your head. This is not what we do. We don't fight each other like this. You could have killed each other. So on the way out of the hospital, what does Sasuke see? He sees the damage from the other side of the water tank, and it is massive on Naruto's. It looked tiny there, but it spurts out all the way at the top, and he is even more angry now. So he storms off and he's in a tree somewhere, being sad. Classic Sasuke. So Kakashi Sensei finds him and's like, what are you doing? Why are you being like this? What's wrong with you? As I am also saying, hey Sasuke, what the f*** is wrong with you? And he's like, Sasuke's like, I gotta get stronger. I need to fight. You wouldn't understand. You don't get it. Can you imagine if you lost everyone? How about we do that, Kakashi? How about we kill everyone you love? And Kakashi Sensei says, try it, bitch. It's already happened. I mean, he doesn't call him a bitch, but I think he should have. It would have drove the point home. Yeah, he's like, I've already lost everyone, so try it. And then he's still super chill, so he's like, you can pick revenge, or you can pick the family you've got now, which is him, Sakura, and Naruto, and let's all just be friends, Power of friendship. Friendship is magic. He's like, so yeah, you think about that. You think about it for a while, and he leaves. Kakashi leaves. So he is thinking about it. Sasuke's like, well, what do I do? Do I, get this revenge on my brother Itachi, who doesn't even care about me anymore? He's too busy thinking about Naruto. Or do I focus on the friends I have now? And then the Sound Force show up, and they're trying to fight him, and Sasuke's doing okay, but then they power up their curse marks and he gets beaten. So he's like, whoa, what have you guys got that I don't? So they say to him, well, if you want to be like us, you're gonna have to join us and we can activate your curse mark. So he's like, more power? Yes, please. Take them up on the offer. Fuming. You have friends here. You have a new family. Like, please. Think about what you're doing, man. Kakashi Sensei told you not to do this. So anyway, he goes and grabs his stuff and, like, is going to leave the village. Who finds him but Sakura? Sakura's like, I love you, don't leave me. With more emotion than I'm providing, but she says that. And, like, I was fuming. Sasuke, I get you don't like her, but this is such a dick move. Because he, like, hits her in the back of the head and knocks her out cold. I paused the episode, I was so mad. I'm like, I get it, but damn. That is, like, ruthlessly cold to knock her out. Yes, he put her on the bench. He didn't leave her on the ground. He just knocked her out unconscious. But then somebody pointed out to me, which I do think is a very good point. She was like, I'll leave my family. I'll leave everyone to do revenge stuff with you. Really? Sakura? Really? Everyone. You're gonna leave your whole family for him. For sad boy Sasuke Uchiha. Girl, please, have some self-respect. I mean, I'm mad at him, but I'm also mad at you. Stop it. Yeah, so she's like, I'll abandon everyone for you. And, like, says, I love you, to which he replies, thank you, which is always what you want to hear, and then knocks her out. I mean, I've had some bad dates, but I don't think they've ever been that bad. So, I do feel bad for her, but then I'm like, you dumb bitch. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. This is not what you needed to do today. So he's gone, she's knocked out on the ground, somebody finds her, and then the 5th Hokage is informed that he's gone. So it's all just drama, drama, drama. She's like, boom, get me Shikamaru, because all the other Jonin, like, the Jonin are gone, they're doing stuff, we need a Chunin, boom, Shikamaru, come here. So Shikamaru gets there, and they're like, hey, you need to put a squad together. You need to go get me Sasuke Uchiha, bring him back. He's like, cool, can I pick anyone I want? She's like, pick anybody you want. He picks, right, we have Naruto, Choji, Kiba, and Neji. This is the squad. Squad goals. Squad goals. This is the squad. They go out looking for Sasuke. Sakura is, like, at the door before they leave, and she's like, yo, Naruto, bring Sasuke back. And he's like, I promise, I will bring him back to you. This is a promise. This I will do. Naruto always keeps his promises. Then we travel over to where Sasuke is, and he's with his, like, Sound 4 buddies now, his new best friends. Whatever, fine, I'm not mad about it. And they're like, yeah, you need to die and then be reborn so then the curse mark can work, and you gotta go in this box as well, bud. That should have been a red flag, but no. Sasuke's like, cool, let's do it, let's die today, whatever. So while they're travelling with Sasuke in the box, they get seen by some Jonin, and they have a little scrap. They've had to activate their curse marks. They do win the fight, obviously, but this leaves them a little bit weakened, and they have to, like, take a break. So this lets the squad catch up with them, and they're like, boom, we'll attack them. They try and do some smart moves, but they get kind of overpowered and locked in this, like, dirt dome. A dirt dome, if you will. So, like, Shikamaru is, like, trying to work his way out, and he works out that certain parts of the walls don't heal as quick as others, and where the guy's standing, so he, like, gets the guy to talk to him, and he's, like, standing in front of him, so behind him must be the weakest point. You know, so he does some tricks and whatever, and he gets it to work, and then Choji, like, makes himself bigger and boulders his way out of there. Amazing. They're fighting with this dude, and then Choji's like, no, you guys go, and you go find Sasuke, and I will fight the big man. Okay, show. Choji didn't dislike the dude, didn't love the dude, was very indifferent to the dude. But this arc, oh my god, ripped my heart out much? Please. So Choji and this dude are fighting. Choji's like he's got these pills on him, which is like from his clan. So the first one he can take and it just makes him a bit ill, but if you take all 3 you can die. So he's fighting this dude, and he's taking these pills, and he gets down to the red pill. And he becomes, like, super strong, and he, like, loses all his muscle weight and everything and manages to defeat him. And then, like, there's all these butterflies around him, and he, like, sits down and kind of potentially dies. What they did this thing in the show where you get to see how Choji and Shikamaru became friends, and it was because nobody wanted to play with Choji, but Shikamaru was like, f*** all y'all, I'm gonna play with Shoji. And it's so, I love in shows and in stories and stuff when there's two people that are just like really good friends and it's just really nice and they trust each other and they will defend each other till the end. When he fell and like was, you know, I know he doesn't die in the end, but I thought he died. Honest to God, I thought he died. I had a little cry because it was just the saddest thing ever. It was like, and like the travelling as well. And Shikamaru feels like, sees a butterfly and goes, oh my God, I know what he's done. So that killed me because you could see the sorrow in my Shikamaru boy face. Like you could see his sadness because he thought he lost his friend. Absolutely fine. Nobody's sad. So then they bump into the group again who have got Sasuke. And then they're fighting again because what's the dude's name? Kidamaru? I'm going with Kidamaru. That's why I'm going to say the name is pronounced like Kidamaru. So Neji versus Kidamaru. Because they're fighting this dude and only Neji can cut it because he has like chakra things, like just little chakra knives. It's the technical terms, don't judge please, don't act like you know better than me, I definitely know more. Chakra knives, go. So they're like, right, you scrap and we'll go on. Well, Neji says, I'll scrap, you go on. So they have this fight and it's really good, like it's really cool. He's like cutting all the spider webs with his little chakra blades things. But that dude, Kidamaru, is like producing webs that are like dark brown and like pulling them out and hardening it, making weapons out of it, which was disgusting at best. It was just grim. I was like, ew. I didn't like it at all. What we learned as the fight's going on is Neji, he is not Mr. 365. He does have a blind spot. Like in the back there, it's blind and the guy works that out and starts using it to his advantage to take down Neji. He's gone up to like the big stage of his curse mark and he gets like a bow and arrow that is made out of his mouth. It's gross, it's disgusting. And he fires it at Neji and Neji manages to dodge it but in a way that still hits him. So it goes through his shoulder. Boom, that's gone through. So you're thinking, oh my God, Neji as well? You can't take everybody from me, it's too sad. Wait, there's more. There's a line connected to his mouth like web. So Neji grabs it and sends the chakra down, like frying the other boy on the end. Crazy. And then everybody collapses. The dude is dead. It's amazing. So while all this is going on, back in Orochimaru's place, he's like, I can't wait anymore. This body is like killing me. I need to get out of it, you know? And Kabuto's like, you gotta pick a new one. He's like, no, I want Sasuke. Kabuto's like, listen, Sasuke ain't gonna make it back in time. You're gonna die before then. And there's some prisoners in there, so he makes all the prisoners fight till they get the strongest one. Not Sasuke, not who they wanted, but it's somebody's body. And Orochimaru goes and has that body. While it's going on, Kabuto is chit-chatting to Kimimaro. I'm going with Kimimaro. I do look up how to say these names beforehand, but then when a camera's in front of you, you forget what you're doing. So Kimimaro is who was originally meant for Orochimaru, but he got some form of disease and his body's been weakening and he's gonna die, so he can't go in. Orochimaru can't have his body. So like Kimimaro kind of hints at him and is like, oh, we need Sasuke. So he's like, I will go get Sasuke. So he manages to use the last of his strength to like get up and go get Sasuke. Now his like whole deal is he can like pull his bones out of his body and use them as weapons, and they're like super dense and super hard. It's really disgusting. So this is like his new purpose now. He gotta go find Sasuke. So back in with the groups, they manage to catch up to Soundful and they get the box with Sasuke back and they're like, boom, 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 let's get out of here. So they're scrapping and they're fighting, and Kiba and Sakon. I'm going with Satsugon. Two man. We'll call him Two Man. So Kiba and Two Man have like fallen down this cliff. Boom. So they're trying to get, like, Naruto's trying to get away, and Shikamaru gets cornered by Demon Flute Lady Tayayuya, Demon Flute Lady, and fighting another woman. Why? This is a question I've got. Why is Shikamaru always fighting women? I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm like, you're always in scraps with women. Always. Fine. So this is all happening. Naruto's trying to get away, and then Kimimaro shows up, takes, you know, Sasuke's body back and does a runner. So Naruto's following him now. He's trying to get there. They get to this open field. Naruto's like, I want Sasuke back. And he's like, he's needed for Orochimaru. And Naruto's like, what for? He needs his body. So Naruto learns the real reason why Orochimaru wants Sasuke. And it's just like, oh my god. Drama. So we move on to Kiba and Two Body. They're having their scrap down the valley thing. They're down there. They're fighting. Kiba's trying his best. He merges together with Okimaru and they're fighting and they turn into a two-headed wolf and like split him apart essentially. So then he is literally two people, but they grow their limbs back and it's like crazy times. But one of them, during this whole scuffle, manages to get into Kiba's body. It's like, I'm just going to absorb you, bitch. Like, what are you going to do? Kiba's like, I'm going to stab myself. That's what I'm going to do. So he's like, stab himself, which is incredibly sad and whatever. The dude's like, you're crazy, you can't do this. And he's like, watch me, stab. Anyway, he jumps out of the body and loses track of Kiba, and Kiba's like made it down the river and is like trying to get away because Okimaru is like super ill at this point, like he's really struggling, so they're trying to escape and those two are like following, but like slowly. It's really creepy. Back to Naruto and Kimimaro. They're fighting, but Naruto can't even land a hit on this dude. Like, he's put all his shadow clones out and it's just doing nothing's happening. Back over to my boy Shikamaru. He's fighting Demon Flute Lady. They're scrapping and he's fighting her and he learns what her flute does, learns what's going on, and then attacks her and gets her caught in one of his shadow possession jutsus. Very clever boy. But he's got hold of her. But then she levels up her curse mark and she manages to break her hands free because he can't hold her long enough. And she plays a flute again and takes him into like this illusion state where he's like seeing all this weird stuff and he can't control himself. So what he does is he uses his own shadow to break his finger, using the pain to snap him out of it. Queen. So he breaks his finger to like get out of that, and then he's like got hold of her because she was tricked by one of his things, and she gets closer, and then he gets hold of her, and they're essentially like scrapping for a few episodes where they just can't, like neither one is strong enough. And they're just waiting for the other one to crack. So yeah, no one can win that fight. So back over at Naruto and Kimimaro, they're fighting, and the box like opens and Sasuke comes out looking like some reject from the glam rock era. Like, honest to God, God knows what happened in that box, but I don't want any part of it. So he's like run away giggling to himself. Fine, Sasuke, whatever floats your boat, honey. Naruto's trying to get at him, but Kimimara's like, nah, you can't. He's got to go to Orochimaru. Then your boy Rock Lee, who's had his operation, shows up, and he shouldn't be out of bed, but he's here to fight this dude. And Naruto manages to follow after Sasuke, and these two scrap. Cool, loved it, amazing. So like this dude's like using his bones, and he's saying to Rock Lee, like, your style's very aggressive and direct. It's not very good. And Rock Lee's like, do not underestimate me as an opponent. Fighting, and then he goes, which this kind of was stupid, but I really liked it. He's like, time out. And the dude's like, what? He's like, time out, please, let me take my medicine. So he takes his medicine, but he's taken the wrong thing, and it's sake that he's taken, not his medicine. So when he drinks, he gets real aggressive. We learn that he is a master of drunken fist. Okay, so then he's fighting this dude, and this dude, because his movements are so erratic, can't keep up, and he is landing hits and he is hurting him. And it did feel like it broke the tension a little bit because it was so silly, but it was so fun just to see Rock Lee like that, because he's a very like prim and proper, that I kind of enjoyed it, so I can't be too mad at it. Kimimaro getting really pissed off about this at this point, and uses his bones to like cut and hurt Rock Lee to like wake him up and snap him out of this, which works. And Rock Lee's like, oh damn, what's gone on? So then he's managing to beat him better because it's sober Rock Lee. At this point as well, Rock Lee is kind of in trouble because he's getting beaten, and then you'll never guess who shows up. I was like super surprised. I'm like, wait, what? Gaara of the motherfucking desert shows up, and I'm like, okay, sound off, queen, I can get on board. Gaara's here and he wants to like protect Rock Lee now. I know. Tamaru turns up to save Shikamaru. Kankuro shows up to save Kiba. Yes, I mean, I'm for it. So what transpires is they have been asked by the 5th Hokage to come and help out because they're struggling. Now that the Sand and Fire Village are friends again, friendship, they're back, and it's friendly now. Kankuro in his fight uses the puppets, and I think this was good because we actually got to see the puppets in action and impressive, and he like fights with them, does some incredible fighting scenes with them, and then uses the puppet to trap Two Body, and he like kills him in an Iron Maiden type way, which I got on board with. I thought was fun.
What?
Back with Tamara, she's with Shikamaru, and he's like, oh, you gotta be careful about this woman, you gotta be careful, she's bad. And Tamara's like, yeah, okay, cool, I didn't ask for your worry, I asked for what the sitch is. So she gets a big fan out, she starts wafting a fan about, uses her little weasel dude to like cut through all the trees. Demon Flute Lady's dead. She just does it and dispatches her within 5 minutes. She's like the perfect antidote to Demon Flute Lady. Amazing. We have Gara versus Kimimaro, which was just the most epic fight ever. Gara just keeps burying him under all this sand, and he just keeps like bobbing back up and like, yeah, try again, honey, try again, try again. And Gara's just like getting progressively more and more sand, and at one point you think, oh, Gara's run out of sand, but he's actually like churning the earth and the rocks up beneath to make more sand. So like the whole place just gets covered in the end. And then Kimimaro keeps thinking about his past and how his old family just used him as a weapon. They didn't really they kind of locked him away and they were cruel to him and just used him for violence. And then when they all died attacking this village, because Orochimaru like tricked them into it, Orochimaru then took him in and kind of gave him a sense of purpose again and made him feel wanted, which he'd never had before. So that's why he's so loyal. And in this flashback, we saw Haku and Zabuza, and I wasn't ready for that. Like, you can't do that to me. That is just too much. I needed a hot minute after that. I was like, oh, my boys, my beautiful boys. So Kimimaro just keeps coming back up, and Gara keeps burying him down. And then he does it one more time, like buries him underground, he thinks it's done, but then Kimimaro, like all these bones just shoot up, and Gara saves himself and Rock Lee from being impaled on this. Kimimaro comes out of these bones and you think, oh my god, it's all over, and then he dies of his illness. He's exerted himself too much and he's gone. Boom. I know, like I couldn't deal. Anywho, back over to Naruto, who has found Sasuke. He's found his friend, and like they start fighting, and Sasuke is kind of like beating him pretty easily, and Naruto's not really getting a hit in. And like while this is going on, we get flashbacks of Sasuke as a child and like the training he went through, the fire training, and his father was kind of like distant with him, which was really sad to me. It just felt like he was never mean, but like he just forgot about his induction days and like didn't want to show up, just sort of get banging on about Itachi. But Sasuke worked really hard to learn because at first when he showed him the fire breathing, he wasn't very good, but he like practiced and did really well. And then his dad kind of said, do well, but like be your own person, don't be like Itachi, which was kind of something that Sasuke had always wanted to hear. So it was really nice. And he goes to school and he comes back and he finds his whole family's been murdered by Itachi. And then Itachi tells him, when he's like, why have you done this? Why have you done this? He's like, I needed an opponent. You needed a what, motherfucker? I mean, just, what? You don't need to massacre a family for this. This doesn't feel like what's needed. So that's what he says to him, and he says, if you want my power, you have to, like the third level, I believe it is, of the Sharingan. If you want that, you've got to kill your best friend. Because that's what I did. And now I'm uber powerful and could kill my own family. I mean, goals, I suppose. So then it turns back to Sasuke fighting Naruto. And it's like, that's why he wants to kill you, Naruto, because you're his best friend. He finally admits that they're best friends. And it's only so he can kill him. It's like, why did you take my heart, Naruto? The show Naruto, not Naruto the boy. And just rip it out and spit on it. Like, oh my god, what? What do you mean he's got to kill him? Stop it. Kakashi Sensei is like on the way. He's coming. He's gonna make it, hopefully in time. So like the Nine-Tailed Fox has come out a bit, like Sasuke, Naruto's eyes are red and they're like fighting. And he's like overpowering Sasuke a little bit and he's quick. So while they're fighting, Sasuke says like, you will never know this pain that I'm in. This is why I need the powers, because all my family is dead and you will never know what this feels like because you never had a family. And you're like, damn. Naruto says the perfect response. He was like, well, I always considered you to be like a brother to me. It just needed like, oh my gosh. That was another time I just had to pause and sit down for a minute. So sad. It's so sad. Why is it so sad? So this, I don't know if it enrages him or what. So he like attacks him really hard, and I really couldn't work out if he killed him or not. Like, some people said he was unconscious, but I thought he killed Naruto for a hot second, and then the fox spirit, like, brought him back to life because he was like, you owe me for this one. You owe me. So did he bring him back or not? I don't know. But in my mind, he killed him for like a minute. Because the way his body was lay, the look on Sasuke's face, like, there was like pure horror on his face of what he'd done. So that happened, and then he comes back and he's like the fox. He's crawling around, he's even stronger. Full Nine Tails come out. So that forces Sasuke to go full curse mark, full glam rock 80s. They're fighting, but also, side note, Sasuke has finger wings that are the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Ever. Disgusting. And they do like big lightning hand to big Rasengan, boom, explosion. And they're like in that moment together and all the lights spin, and they do like a little handhold. Because they're friends. Friendship is magic. So they have a little moment which broke me again. Easily broken, am I? Too much. And in that fight, Naruto like scratches Sasuke's headband and it falls off and it's like on the ground. So like when they fall to the ground, both of them, Sasuke's headband's gone and Naruto's on the ground unconscious. Sasuke's awake looking at him. And he like leaves the headband, and I was like, oh my god, that's him leaving everything. The symbol of his old life is in that headband and he's just left it on the ground like it was nothing. Broken. Too much. Kakashi Sensei finally gets there and finds Naruto on the ground, unconscious, and it's like, you did well, you did real well. And he brings him back home and he gets healed and stuff. And everyone on the mission gets healed by Lady Tsunade and is better now. Obviously they're still injured, but they're, you know, they'll get their strength back and stuff. And then Shikamaru literally only has a broken finger, that's all his damage, and he's waiting outside the rooms to hear if everybody's okay. And he's like, I can't do this again. I can't be a squad leader. I don't want to do that. I don't want to face this again. And his dad was like really cold with him and just being like, you've got to do it again. You know, you've got to try again. You've got to keep doing it because we'll just keep giving you missions, so you best get better so people don't die on you. And he gets like really upset. And Lady Tsunade's there and like, yeah, this mission didn't go well. And then he goes, I'll do better next time. But my boy, my beautiful boy, like he deserves so much more. It was so sad. But anyway, Choji's okay, Shikamaru's okay, Neji's okay, Kiba, Okimaru's okay, everybody's okay, apart from Sasuke, who's a selfish little but that's not the point today. And then Sakura comes in Naruto's room and it's like, hey, you okay? And she thinks that like Sasuke's gonna be there and he's like, I couldn't do it, and he's dead upset, and she's like, no, it's fine, but she's obviously like really upset. And he's like, I promised you I would bring Sasuke back and I will bring Sasuke back. This arc was too much for me. Also, another side note we have, because Orochimaru had to go in that body, Pervy Sage tells Naruto he's got 3 years until it happens again. He has to stay in that body for 3 years. He can't leave because the use of chakra, I imagine. So we got 3 years. And then this is where that's the end of the episode. I really enjoyed this arc. I think it was my favourite. It just had so many like sad moments, good moments. Just all of it felt like a real crescendo. Look at me using big words. To Naruto. I'm not going to watch the filler arcs. I was iffing and ahhing about doing it, but I thought I want to get the other reviews out, and I feel like it's just gonna delay me because I obviously have to watch the show to review the show and blah blah blah. So I am gonna skip to the next arc, the next official arc that's canon. I'm gonna skip to this. I don't know the numbers or whatever, but this is what I'm skipping to, so I'll review that next time. Favourite characters. Oh, number 1, Change of However Lifetime, Kakashi Sensei. Number 2, Shikamaru. Number 3, Naruto, all the time. No, sorry. No, that's a lie. I'm gonna have to change it. Just because he wasn't in it enough. And other people deserve spots. I'm so sorry, sir. Kakashi Sensei, get out of the way for just like one arc, because you weren't that big of a deal in this arc. That's the only reason. Shikamaru, best boy. Choji, number 2. Naruto, Neji, Rock Lee. I know I've missed so many boys out, but like they were. It feels weird that Kakashi Sensei's not on there, but he just didn't do enough. And Choji deserves the world. Like, I want to give it to him and just keep him safe. Good boy. Right. Okay, that's the end of it now. Ciao for now.